Hi, everyone. My name is Evan, and I will be talking about some difficulties and benefits that couples can expect when starting a marriage. While couples often spend time planning their wedding and their honeymoon, they should also be prepared for what happens next. Marriage is also about communication, patience, teamwork, forgiveness, and commitment. In this presentation, I will cover what to expect after the honeymoon effect, communication, and conflict resolution, finances, intimacy, children, faith, and when to seek professional support. I will also discuss some things that I learned from interviewing my parents. The honeymoon phase can be extremely fun because you spend a lot of time with your spouse and everything is new. After some time has passed, the novelty of being married will wear off. Couples will have more responsibilities and little differences may become more apparent. Marriage is something you have to work at daily. Just because you have had a wonderful wedding and honeymoon does not mean your marriage will be perfect. Making time for each other and dating your spouse will help you transition into life after the honeymoon. Communication is one of the biggest takeaways I got from interviewing my parents. My parents told me that they argue sometimes and they have learned how to effectively communicate with each other. They stress patience with your partner and handling problems together as a team. This really struck with me because I have watched my parents disagree on certain topics, but they usually managed to come to a solution. Boland and Fallingston found that communication was also related to marital satisfaction. Good communication does not mean that couples will not have conflicts. It means that they will know how to work through these conflicts. Intimacy was another topic that discussed in my interview. Physical intimacy is important, but so is emotional intimacy. Being able to comfortably talk to your spouse about anything is an important part of marriage. My parents told me that they make time for dates and always try and stay physically close. Like with communication, couples should not assume that their partner knows what they want. They should be open about their wants and their preferences. And when your life become more busier with responsibilities, it is more important to take um, time with your spouse. Something that surprised me from when I interviewed my parents is when they disagree on certain topics. I kind of assume that the if a couple has been married for a long time that they would never really fight. My parents explained that any couple that disagree about something, the key how they handle it is the conflict. They told me that to respect my partner and learn to forgive each other. Forgiveness was always something that they emphasized during our interview. Gordon and Shen found that feeling understood by your partner can help relationship satisfaction during times of conflict. Conflict does not mean you have a bad marriage. Money problems are one of the leading causes of stress in a marriage. You and your partner can grow up with completely different views on spending, saving, debt, and what financial priorities. It is important that couples talk about their income, spending habits, debt, and goals. Another thing my parents talked about was making budget together and including your partner in decisions. When both spouses know what is going on and are working toward the same goal, it will reduce financial conflict. Deciding if and when to have children is something that should be communicated about. Couples can should talk about what they want in the relationship to look at like their after their children. They can discuss expectations about finances, parenting, leaving kids alone, discipline, careers, and responsibilities. My parents said that they having children was one of the best decisions they made. However, children are a big responsibility and will change your priorities. They helped me realize that having such children will affect your relationship. Children can affect your marriage in many ways. There will be less times for you and your spouse, less sleep, and more responsibilities. Bogdan et al. Found that marital satisfaction tends to decrease as you transition to parenthood. However, there's just as much maternal satisfaction decreases does not mean you have a failing marriage. My parents told me how children improved their relationship because they had to learn to work together. Having children takes teamwork and drastically changes your priorities. Making a relationship a priority can help you through these changes. When children are involved, it is important for my parents to act as a team. My parents told me that they do not agree on everything when it comes to parenting, but they can communicate about issues and compromise. Parents should not discuss their expectations about discipline, education, religion, and what responsibilities they have for their children will have. Ronagdon et al. Found that there was a correlation between co-parenting, quality, and maternal satisfaction. Supporting each other can better not only your marriage but your children as well. My parents helped me understand that it is the little things that matter. They said that taking the time to talk about your day, supporting each other, and showing gratitude are important. I used to think that as long as you go on date nights and celebrate your anniversary, a relationship will be healthy. They helped me understand that you have to put effort into your marriage every day. After children come along, you may not have such time to spend with your spouse. Little things such as showing appreciation will help you stay connected. My parents have always leaned on faith to help them through difficulties. During the interview, they told that praying for each other, and trusting God that He got him through tough situations. Their faith also allowed them to remain while they stay committed to each other. When times are hard for you and your spouse, faith can guide you through these hardships. Christian couples can look through verse Ephesians 5:21, which tells us to submit one another out of reverence for Christ. Foster et al. Found that there is a correlation between maternal satisfaction and shared Christian religion identity. Having faith can help you and your spouse build a strong foundation. Children look to their parents for guidance. If you want your kids to learn about forgiveness, patience, kindness, and loving others, then that's how you should behave as a parent. Let your faith grow not only your relationship with your spouse, but also your entire family. Deuteronomy 6:6-7 tells us to teach our children about God's commands when we sit at home, walk on the road, and when we lie down and get up. You will face difficulties in your family, but faith can help you weather the storm. Just because your marriage is struggling does not mean you should wait until it's too late to get help. Look out for the signs that your marriage may need help. Constant, unresolved arguments, broken trust, cheating, abuse, addiction, financial transparency, avoidance, and thoughts of divorce or separation. If you feel you and your spouse need help, you could reach out to your pastor, Christian counselor, licensed marriage and family therapist, or other trusted professionals. Java v. Alda et al. Found that marriage and relationship programs were effective improving relationships, satisfactions, and communication. Ask for help if you need it. What stuck with me for my interview with my parents was that marriage is not about finding your perfect partner. My parents have been married for over 20 years. They argue sometimes, however, they have learned how to communicate, respect each other, forgive each other, and work through problems. Another thing I have learned was to appreciate the little things. My parents showed me that every day you should choose your spouse, whether you just got married or have been married for decades. Marriage takes work, but it is worth it. Thank you.